Camelot 331 here, and it's that time of year again. We're creeping upon it, and it's a terrible, terrible pace, because the older I get, the faster the years go by. And what time am I talking about? I'm talking about Black Friday. Oh my God. If you've ever worked in retail, that is the worst 2 days now, it seems like, of your entire year. Easy. I remember specifically being like, oh God, I'm so glad that's over. I'm not looking forward to that again. And then it's like a blink and the crap's back. And I can't stand it. So we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to tell you the top, worst, most terrifying examples of Black Friday ever. And what these people did. These stories are terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying. Worse than you've probably ever heard. And wait until the last one. Oh my God, the last one's insane. So before we get into it, make sure you give me one of them up doodles and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get into the worst Black Friday stories of all time. I was hired as seasonal help for Walmart. It was before they redesigned the stores into their current mess, and everything was in long aisles. I got stuck in one aisle, which was board games on one side and the big glass case of video games on the other. This was the year that Nintendo Switch came out, so we had one behind the glass with a controller outside so you could try out the game. I'm up on a ladder getting more copies of Switch games down to restock the lower shelves, and I hear some yelling. I look down and two kids are shoving each other in front of the Switch. They start swinging at each other and the parents intervene, only to start fighting themselves. I slide down the ladder and my manager rushes over to try and stop things from getting worse. One of the parents had a bat in his cart and he hits the other guy square in the back, knocking him into the display cabinet, shattering the glass and cutting him up really good. Oh my God. The guy with the bat realizes what he did and grabs his kid and tries to run for the door. Management is trying to block him from leaving as they go and manage to get the cop that is outside directing traffic. The police come in and wrestle this guy to the ground while the kids watch in horror. He resists and gets a serious beatdown in the middle of the store, which I would have loved to damn see. The other guy that went through the glass is cut up and bleeding really bad. He ends up losing an eye over the whole thing. God. After all of this was over, we had to lock up the Switch and you could only try it out if management opens the case for you. The other really messed up part of this whole thing is that the people are taking toys out of this cut up man's cart as the EMS works on him and his kid sits there crying. One woman even tries to take the blood splattered demo Switch out of the broken case to try to buy it for her kid. People are heartless, mindless sheep when it comes down to cheap crap. Ever since this, I spend my Black Fridays at home. As you should, because that's freaking terrifying. This dude got hit with a bat, all because his kids were fighting over a demo Switch. He got hit with a bat, cut up real good, and then people just stole all his crap. That's Black Friday 101. Don't bring a face to a bat fight, because you'll lose every damn time. Next one. I worked for Best Buy for 6 years. Everyone knows about the lines you stand in outside. Part of the process is once you get into the store, you stand in another line to buy your products. Our manager thought he was particularly smart, winding the line through our appliance department. Mind you, there are usually 1,500 plus people in the building at 6 a.m., with a line still outside. Well, we get a complaint from one of our patrons. After checking the dryers, we find a nice turd. We find a nice turd in one. Good size, solid consistency, just sitting there. A lady who did not want to lose her spot opened up the dryer and shat right in there in front of God and everyone. I decided that day, even though I may want stuff, I will never crap in front of an entire crowd for a $799 50-inch LCD TV. Seems to be a trend. I don't know why. It seems like Black Friday turns people into giant-ass babies, and they just grab stuff, hit people with bats, and poop in dryers, which is exactly what babies do. Next one. I worked at a back of house at Toys R Us. I spent Black Friday taking big-ticket items to the back where we loaded them into customers' cars instead of trying to make our way to the front of the store. Apparently, someone decided it would be fine to wander into the back storage room and start opening boxes to find out what they wanted. Our customers saw this one jackass do it and then decided it was okay they did it too. Myself and another guy were busy wrestling with an obnoxious, huge bed set. So when I made my way to the other side of the back storage, I found like 8 or 10 people just taking cases off of our bays and opening them, then tossing them aside if they didn't want it. They claimed there was nothing indicating they couldn't come back there. We have 2 signs on the swinging door saying employees only and warning only authorized personnel beyond this point. No one said we couldn't come back here. The giant black scary doors said you couldn't come back here. That was your first sign. Next one. My first Black Friday, I was working at Walmart. Ooh, that sucks. I was assigned to be one of the employees that would cut open the plastic on the pallets which contained our merchandise, which were all on the floor. Basically, as I readied the box cutter, I got shoved by a customer and I fell right on it, slicing my hand open. After getting through that and patching it up, I came out onto the floor and promptly got punched in the face when I picked up a DVD off the ground because apparently a customer wanted it. Oh my God. Talk about like a spiral of poop, like a chunky poo slide, man. That's straight up a chunky poo slide because you slide down it and it just gets more poopy and chunky the whole way you get down it. She cut her hand open and then got punched in the face because why not? Why not? Next one. I ran an electronics department in a large retail store and was a veteran to Black Friday. My team always had everything under control. We had tickets for everything that would sell out quickly. We knew exact numbers and where everything was and had signs for lineups for hourly deals. We were always prepared and never had an issue. One year, the district manager decided to observe our store during Black Friday. This sounds like it's going to go well. She stopped by my department in the thick of it to see how things were going on my end. It was insanely busy, of course, but we had everything managed. She was carrying a piece of paper which she told me had some unadvertised markdowns for old inventory. This was news to me. This means basically that he didn't have things on display that were marked down. She glanced at it, grabbed my phone, and made a store-wide announcement that we had JVC digital camcorders marked down to $49, regular price. $199. As she was making this announcement, I stood there with my jaw wide open. A sense of fear came over me. I knew the model that was just marked down, and we did have it in inventory. The problem was we only had 4. The store was packed, and a fast-moving zombie horde of shoppers immediately swamped my department from all sides. Oh my God. It was some Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead shit. As the horde swept over my department, I saw my district manager hightail it out of there, as she would. I have never been in more fear for my life. One thing you'll notice, real fast, district managers hardly ever have frontline experience. They usually have never been on the front lines. So usually when that kind of thing happens, they hightail it out of there. If they were good at that sort of thing, they would be in that position. They're not. They're only good at pretending like they read motivational books. That's pretty much what a district manager is. And they give you unreachable goals and unobtainable expectations. Next one. There was this woman that was wheeling a cart in the store with several large bolts of fabric in it, which she had special ordered. And we put it in the cart for her so she could continue shopping. There was this old lady that sees this woman that has all these bolts, and it isn't right that she's hogging the entire stock of that particular print. The woman explains the situation and that she in fact special ordered these, and that the reason she was coming in on Black Friday to purchase them is because there was a major Black Friday promotion at 60% off. The old lady continues to yell at the poor woman. The woman very calmly keeps trying to reassure her that she is not taking any of the store's stock, and that she makes blankets for dying women with breast cancer. She is a very sweet store regular who pays out of pocket for all the blankets. And so my store held the fabric for her until Black Friday, when she would come in and purchase them with her coupon. The old lady doesn't give a damn, whips out some mace, sprays her in the face, and tackles the woman. The old lady gets kicked out of the store right after that. She would still come in every couple of months giving me the stink eye, and then rebelliously writing down recipes from home and food magazines so she wouldn't have to buy them. Then she'd scurry out and come back in a few months. So I'm thinking to myself, why was she not charged for assault for macing a woman. I feel like no one involved in Black Friday is ever charged with damn anything. Black Friday is literally the closest we'll ever come to the purge. This one, oh my God. This is the one I told you to wait for. It's very short, but it's absolutely insane. I worked at Toys R Us, and on Black Friday one year, something went terribly wrong. Two women began throwing verbal jabs and then actual jabs in the store's electronic department. Then the two men they were with began fighting and drew handguns as shoppers scrambled for safety. The men turned Toys R Us into a scene from the Old West. They chased each other down the store aisles, firing and killing each other, but no one else during the incident. These two guys literally killed each other over a couple bucks off something. That is so primal, which is what Black Friday does. It brings out the primal nature, man. There's also several other stories, countless stories of people falling, elderly people getting trampled on Black Friday and dying because no one notices and they just keep stomping on their old asses. That happens all the time. People are attacked all the time. People are punched in the face all the time. I've seen two people fight. Two grown women fight over a game at GameStop for $4.99. Literally $5 off. I've seen them fist fight over it. And I've seen that countless times in other situations. And it's coming. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there for Black Friday? I'm excited. I'm excited to see, because this is the first Black Friday in my entire life where I will not be standing behind a damn counter getting punched in the face. So, I might go and just take some video. It'll be fun. Do you have a Black Friday story? What is the craziest thing you've ever seen while standing in line or trying to get product from somewhere? Tell me it in the comments right here below. The top ranked one. I'm going to check them out. It's going to be great. So if you haven't yet, make sure you join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's a great time. Until next time, get on it. Doggone it. Bye. Yeah. Because of zombies, because of Black Friday,